You know, and when I found out, I said, Lord, you know the desires of Dave's heart. Well, why would you bring him back to the clinic so soon? Too soon, I thought. We could use the help, of course. And then Ben's going... Sweetheart, that oatmeal's gonna set up in that bowl and start begging if you don't eat it soon.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, I know Gene always said that my oatmeal could ground a bathtub, but it's still cheaper than bacon, you know.
It's not really the oatmeal I own.
Well, what is it, hon? You've been moping all morning long.
Well, yesterday, Babs and I...
Good morning! It is a good morning, isn't it?
Yes, it is bad.
Ah, good. You know, I woke up this morning and I said, oh, boy, I can't wait to get in and go to work. Imagine that, Ione. Me wanting to go to work.
Yes, imagine that.
Yes. What was that you were saying about Dave? He's going back to the clinic already?
I take it you were listening in out in the hall.
Oh, no, no, no. Your voice carries. So does yours. I thought you were going to explain to Ione how we were public heroes yesterday. Fortunately, you didn't.
What?
What was that you were saying about Dave?
Oh, yeah, Dave's due in the clinic this morning. I thought it was a little bit too soon, but you know Dave.
Could be kind of rough on him, couldn't it?
Yeah, rough isn't the word, as I was just saying to Miriam. I don't know how the patient's going to react to Dave's treating him.
Well, looky here, if that face doesn't brighten this place up like a 100-watt bulb. Welcome back, stranger.
Oh, Lucille, you don't know how badly I've wanted somebody to do that. Thank you.
Well, there's more where that came from.
Well, maybe I should stay away more often, huh?
Oh, please. If it hadn't been for Lucy Figgin's stupidity, you've never gone away in the first place.
No, Lucille, you know as well as I do that's not true.
Yeah, it's true. It's my lame brain that caused the drug mix-up in the first place. Now you're being accused of something you didn't do. Dr. Phillips, you're just gonna have to forgive me.
Lucille, I don't want to hear any more of that. I know the mistake wasn't totally yours. Besides, what kind of a doctor am I not to read labels more carefully?
A busy one. One who's been under a lot of stress. Dave, they just can't convict you. They can't.
It's too bad Dave has to go back to work so soon. I mean, he's been through so much already.
Oh, I see.
You know what?
What?
I really wonder who killed Kate. Who do you think did it?
Oh, Lord only knows. Nobody's sure of anything.
Do you think maybe she was involved in something the public didn't even know about?
No, that's not her style. I'll bet you Lee Carruthers did it. He has got weasel stamped all over him.
Oh, Babs, for goodness sake, the man is running for office.
So what? That doesn't mean anything. I've known a lot of guys like him, my former profession. They have one image for the public and another one in private. Don't let it fool you. Just because he seems like Mr. Clean, you can bet he's got dirt under his fingernails.
What murder? His new bride?
All I'm saying is, lover boy Lee, and that's more than speculation, is capable of doing it. I mean, you just get him hot or jealous or discovered, and he can pull the trigger. I don't like to think about things like that, but they happen.
Let me get it. Hello?
Good morning, ma'am. It's your father. How are you?
I'm fine, Daddy, and how are you doing?
Oh, I couldn't be better.
So why are you calling?
Well, I'm just making sure that you remember our little get-together this afternoon.
Of course I remembered.
Did you tell Eric?
No, actually I didn't, but he'll be down for breakfast in a little while, so I'll tell him then.
Oh, good, good. And please tell him I just can't wait to see him.
Yes, I will.
Well, Mim, I've got to get going. Still 3:30?
3:30's fine.
Good. I'll see you then.
Okay, bye.
Who was on the phone, Miriam?
It was my father. You know what? I really believe that his attitude toward Eric and me is changing for the better.
The day that Charles Carpenter's attitude changes is the day Russia starts holding elections.
Babs. No, look, I'm going to take it one step at a time, just like I told you and Harold yesterday. That is not the right time, is it? It can't be. You know, I haven't even gotten Eric up yet. I have to finish getting dressed myself because I have 2 wonderful job interviews today.
Oh, that's great.
Wonderful. Hey, speaking of, listen to this. Listen to this. Administrative assistant. Modeling agency in need of a fashion-minded individual. Must be attractive and well-grown.
No, modeling? No, I don't think I could.
Oh, come on. Yes, you could.
Look, Miriam, if I had your looks and your wardrobe, I'd go for it myself.
And leave Mr. Webster alone.
Yeah, he'd never make it without me. But really, Miriam, you're probably just what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Well, did you enjoy your little chat with Miriam?
Yes, I did. And I don't think she suspected anything.
Oh, you're keeping up a good mask, are you?
Well, yes, I am, and because of it, I am going to see Eric this afternoon as originally planned.
Splendid. Do you think her companions will find you so believable?
Well, I hadn't thought about it. Why?
Well, your daughter might feel that you're Sir Laurence Olivier, but watch your dramatics. You don't want them getting suspicious, do you?
True.
Well, just watch what you say, sir. I know you'll put up a good show. I've got complete confidence in you, sir.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Lucas, and also for your thought, too. Rest assured that my behavior will ring true at the Redlands at all times.
Hello? Could you speak louder? There seems to be a poor connection. Yes, he is. Who shall I say is calling? It's your brother, Preston from Chicago.
Brother? What does Preston want?
Shall I tell him you've slipped out?
No. I'll take it. Well, good morning, Preston. How are you? Well, why the early call? You're coming to Kingsley next week. What's the occasion? Well, of course we'll talk, but what's it about? No, wait a minute. He hung up.
Is something wrong?
Well, I don't think so. My brother is coming to Kingsley next week, wants to talk to me.
Concerning what?
I haven't the remotest idea. What could he possibly want here?
Alex.
Lori! Oh, it's so good to see you.
Yeah, well, Mom wasn't in yet, so I just thought I'd stop by.
Oh, good. Come in. Sit down. Oh, it's
no,
so
that's
good to
all right.
see you. Tell me, how's Ben doing?
Terrible. I guess that's why I really came by.
Well, what's troubling him?
Well, it's not just really one thing, you know. It's, well, it's the malpractice suit, of course. And then he's getting, well, he's just losing his interest in working at the clinic. And he's very impatient because his hand hasn't healed completely.
Well, Lori, you know, Ben's under a lot of pressure right now. I've known some doctors who've gone through these malpractice suits, and it's not easy on them.
Yeah. I know it's not easy on the doctors. But what about their wives? I mean, I've really been trying, you know. The other night I fixed him his favorite dinner, and I wanted everything to be so perfect, and he came home and he was so depressed that he just said, "I'm not hungry and I don't want to eat." So I didn't get mad. I was being the understanding wife. And I just put everything in the refrigerator.
Lori, this will all be over soon. Now, things will get back to normal just as soon as the malpractice suit is settled. I'm sure of it.
I hope so. Alex, I love him so much, and it really hurts me to see him get this upset.
Oh, I know. And he loves you, too.
I know.
Yeah. Well, look, tell me, are they trying to settle this thing out of court?
Yeah, Doug Hughes, his attorney is trying to do that. He wants to do that, and then also the hospital and the insurance companies. But Ben has said no way, that he hasn't done anything wrong, he isn't guilty, and he is not going to give Nancy Lawson a dime. Alex, you've seen this before. What would happen if he lost in court?
Well, it's not that cut and dry. Now, he'd probably have to pay a lot more than he would if he settled out of court. And then there's a notoriety associated with the whole thing. I had a friend once who went to court and lost. The insurance company paid the full bill, but then they dropped him.
Oh, that's nice.
And that's not the worst part. No one else would insure him after that. And even those companies that offered to made it so expensive he couldn't afford it.
So what did he do?
He's teaching.
You're kidding.
No, true story. And I have another friend who had to leave the profession altogether. Yeah, come on in.
Alex, I've been going over these... Oh, Laurie, I didn't expect to find you here. If I'm interrupting anything...
Oh, no, you can stay. I was just getting ready to leave.
How's Ben doing?
Not very well, actually. The malpractice suit has got him under a lot of pressure. You know that.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I've been meaning to talk to you about it. Have you got a minute? You know, Laurie, all of us here at the hospital want to help Ben. We're not out to get him. We're all in this together. Frankly, he's not cooperating. Is he still determined to fight this malpractice suit?
Yes. He doesn't think he's guilty, and he doesn't feel that he should pay for having saved someone's life.
Oh, we all agree in principle, but in practice, that's something else again.
And why is that?
Well, because at the scene of the accident, he used unorthodox methods to save a life, and then because Alex here allowed him to compound the error by completing the operation here at the hospital after Ben had been suspended from staff.
And I do the same thing all over again. I was up to here in E&R when he came in. Now, Ben had done a magnificent job up to that point. He needed to finish what he'd started.
Oh, magnificent according to you, but not to that hotshot lawyer with the dollar signs in his eyes, who's moved in for a quick kill. Now, this is why we need to team up, to keep him from wounding us too deeply. Why, the publicity we've had has been bad enough, but can you imagine if this drags on through months of court hearings?
Sounds to me like your hospital's image is more important than Ben's integrity.
Oh, you can throw that integrity hogwash out the window. We're talking dollars and cents here. Don't you realize that Ben's survival depends on this, let alone this hospital? His own attorney is begging him to settle out of court. Now, why won't he listen to him?
I told you. It's the principle of the thing. He is not guilty and his integrity is at stake.
Principles, integrity, what is this, the Boy Scouts here?
Oh, come on, Lester. Now, those principles do mean something to some of us.
Fine, as long as they foot the bill.
That's all right, Alex. It's all right. Lester and I just disagree. He has his way of viewing life, and Ben and I have ours. But I will tell you one thing. I'm going to tell Ben what happened here today. After all, he'll be glad to know that the hospital is really backing him all the way. Goodbye, Mr. Lewis.
Well, it seems like nothing slacked off while I was gone.
Oh, this is light stuff. You should have been here last week.
Looks like some of them have read the newspapers, too.
Now, listen, don't you let that bother you one bit. Some people just like to talk.
Hey,
Hey, what? Nurse Figgins is the name.
whatever. This is the third time I've been in here, and I'm not fixed yet.
What's going on here?
Oh, Dale Phelps here was told by Dr. Martin to come in for a recheck.
Recheck. I need an overhaul.
What you need is to calm down and let Dr. Phillips decide what you need.
Phillips, is he back?
Yes, he's back, and if you have a seat, I'll be right with you in a minute.
Oh, no, you don't. No offense, Doc, but I'll just keep trying my luck with that other doctor. Where is he, anyway?
He'll be in a little later. He got tied up.
Well, I'll just wait on him over here, then. I got time. Thank you.
Sit there. Be miserable.
Oh, Sil, where's our tact?
Tact? deserved it.
Oh, no, he may have deserved it, but...
Ladies, let's just drop it, all right? Now, we know some of the patients are going to react this way. So let's just get on with it, okay? Now, who's the next patient?
It's the same one. It's that murderer they let go to wander around on our streets.
Whitehurst, doctor will see you now.
Hey, I wouldn't go in there if I were you, sweetie.
This way, Miss Whitehurst.
I'm telling you, lady. Look, I read in a magazine once about a doctor in Poughkeepsie, New York, carved up all of his patients and hid their bodies under a board in his living room.
Okay, that does it. Look, Mouth, and you, Phelps, I want you to listen to this. I want two of you to keep your comments to yourselves. Do you understand me?
Lucille.
I don't care. Dr. Phillips is a great doctor, and the two of you ought to be grateful that he comes in here and sacrifices his time and his talent to help out the two of you.
Now, Lucille, look, wait. Just calm down. Now, we're sorry, folks. And we understand your concern, but...
we don't understand.
Well, you should. I'm not donating my liver to some weirdo murderer.
Phillips really carved them up like that?
He certainly did not.
No, he didn't. But he's capable of it.
Okay, I think maybe it's time for you to go, huh, ma'am?
Get your hands off me.
Quit hurting that woman. I'm not hurting the woman, all right?
Well, you were about to. You're all a bunch of sadistic weirdos.
Listen, I love you and everything, but how'd you like me to boot you right on out of here?
Ross! You'd love to do that to a poor old lady like me,
Come
wouldn't
on.
you? Well, I'm going to spare you the satisfaction because I'm leaving.
What? I'm certainly not staying around here either.
Don't touch me. Don't anybody ever touch me.
You believe that?
Good riddance.
I'll say.
Miss Whitehurst, I'm sorry about the confusion. In here, please.
And District Attorney Marshall Lockwood states that current evidence is overwhelmingly against Dr. Dave Phillips.
Not very interesting reading, huh?
The public will love it. I'm curious. What's this great wealth of information piling up against my father?
Well, your father was found asleep in the car outside of Amber's apartment, and the murder weapon was found a few feet from the car, and you don't want to hear all that stuff, do you?
No, go on.
Well, it seems the problem is Dave can't remember anything that happened that night.
Yeah, he told me that yesterday. Jean, it is so frustrating. I know my father did not murder my mother, but he has no way to prove it.
Stacy, come on. Look, this thing isn't over yet.
That DA has political ambitions, and he's going to play this to the hilt.
If it's any solace to you, Gene Redlin isn't finished digging yet, okay?
Well, thanks. I just don't see what you can do.
Oh, wow. Well, if that isn't a confidence builder, I don't know what is.
I'm sorry.
Look, this isn't just another story to me, Stacy. Now, your father is innocent, and I intend to keep digging until I find out exactly what did happen that night.
Hey, two of my favorite newspaper people.
Oh, two of your favorite, or we just happen to be the only two you know?
That might be changing.
Oh, yeah? Why is that?
Yeah, I think I'm going to meet a lot more real soon.
Yeah?
Yeah. I got an interview with Mr. McGovern for a job here. Isn't that great?
Well, what I was afraid would happen seems to be happening.
What's that?
The patients. They all seem to think Dave has some strange disease or something. Why can't they understand that he's the same good doctor he was before this whole mess?
Yeah, everybody's really paranoid around here.
No, I'll tell you what everybody is. They're ignoramuses.
Oh, couldn't have said it better myself, Lucille.
Oh, well, thank you, Russell.
All I know is it better blow over pretty soon.
Well, do me a favor until it does, please. Will you see to it that that woman that comes in here with a bag full of clippings doesn't come in here?
It's funny, you know?
What?
We're going to be the very first free clinic on the block. The bounce at the front door.
Okay, Steve, you just rest a few minutes, okay? Well, that wasn't so bad. Who do we have up next?
I'll get him.
Would you tell him to wait a minute? I want to make a quick phone call. Hello, Stacy.
Dad, how are you?
fine. Hey, listen, I was just wondering if you'd like to have lunch today.
I'd love to, but it's really busy. Is dinner all right?
Well, sure. Where would you like to go?
I don't know. How about my place? We could broil steaks or something.
Well, sure, your place will be fine. How's 7:30? I probably won't get out of here till then.
Fine. See you then.
Right.
Got yourself a hot date tonight, huh?
Yes, I do, with my daughter. She's invited me over to her apartment.
Oh. Hey, you know something? She's a pretty terrific girl.
Yes, she is. Very terrific.
So, you're here for a job, huh?
That's right. Hey, you two better be on your toes, because I might be your new boss.
Ooh, wouldn't that be a pleasure, huh, Stace?
I'll say. What are you interviewing for?
Editor. I'll settle for copy boy.
Oh, well, I'll tell you, we could use some of that cheerful Davidson blood around here. Oh, by the way, why the job? What about school? Doesn't that keep you busy now?
Well, I was just about to tell you. I need this job. Vicky and I are getting married.